The next thing that I want to talk about is that micro correction or the flicking. The flicking is certainly an aspect of shotgun aim. It shouldn't be overlooked. It definitely is an aspect, but I would say it's about 20% of it, right? The other 80% is the crosshair placement, but that 20% definitely matters. That's the difference between landing a good shot or a mediocre shot. So I'm calling that last 20% reactive aiming instead of predictive aiming. So if we come over here, we're going to see these little targets falling from these boxes right here. This is a really good way to practice your reactive aim or your flicking, right? You can go over here and you can reduce the speed of the bots with a switch if you want, if you find them a little too tricky, which I do recommend for most players. And then you have two different size bots, one that is really small, moves really fast, and then one that's a little bit larger, a little bit easier. And then you can change the distance at which you're shooting from to kind of make things easier or harder. You're gonna have a harder time at a closer range because you're gonna have to move your reticle a little bit more. You're just gonna sit here and you're gonna visually focus super hardcore and just try to get good flicks. Just get really locked in and practice your flicking. It's just gonna be a really quick movement, and then just pull the trigger when you see it cross. You're gonna try to hard stop as well, try to get some friction. If you're on a mouse, you're gonna wanna put your fingers on that pad and stop, come to a hard stop so it looks like this. You don't wanna be like smoothly flying over people. You wanna come to a hard stop. With aim assist on a controller, it's gonna be a little bit easier. It's gonna kind of slow down your reticle a little bit as you cross over them. So feel out that slowdown. Once it slows down, you know, once you visually see your crosshair come over the enemy, just pull the trigger, and then the slowdown should help a little bit. Now with these little guys, they're pretty tricky, but this is a good way to step up that crosshair placement or step up the reactive aim, the flicking. And you can see if you're locked in, if you're really focusing, you can hit some pretty crazy shots. You can flick a lot faster than you expect. This is also a good way to tune your controller settings or your mouse and keyboard settings to find the right sensitivity, because you do need to hit these type of shots when people are jumping over your head, flying through the air, catching you off guard, that sort of thing. You do have to react sometimes and just land a flick shot, you know? There are unexpected times where you don't really rely on that crosshair placement, when it's all just like, whoa, what's happening? Boom, you know, that sort of thing. That's going to be reactive, and you need to be able to do that. Here's the best map to improve your aim and movement in Fortnite Zero Build.